today's tutorial we're going to be exploring a material that you're probably quite familiar with, papers and boards. So you're probably already aware that paper and cardboard originates from trees. But how do we actually turn it into paper? Let's look briefly at how a tree becomes paper that we can work and write on. First of all, the trees are logged. This is when they're cut down in batches. Then the outer skin, or bark as we call it, is removed from the logs. The logs are then sent to factories for processing. The wood is chipped and pulped to expose the fibres of the wood. These fibres are then mixed with chemicals to create the paper pulp. The pulp can be bleached or coloured to give us different colours. The pulp is then processed to create great big rolls of paper. These are industrial sized rolls of paper, which are then later cut down into various usable sizes. As you know, paper comes in a range of colours and thicknesses and sizes, and there are technical terms for some of these measurements. The most common size of paper that we use every day, and tends to be the size that we put in household printers, is called an A4 size. When we measure paper, as the number increases, the size decreases. So if we're starting with A4, A5 is actually smaller than A4, and A3 is bigger. A4 is double the size of A5, and A3 is double the size of A4. By that standard, it's safe to assume that A2 will be double the size of A3 and A1 double the size of A2. Paper and board is also measured by weight. This gives us an indication of how thick the paper is. We call this measurement GSM, or grams per square metre. The higher the number, the thicker the paper. So standard printer paper is 90 grams per square metre, and standard crafting card is 160 grams per square metre. If you were purchasing paper or card from the internet and you couldn't get a good idea from the pictures as to the thickness of that card, then looking at the grams per square metre will give you a good indication. As you know, there are a wide range of papers and boards that we can use. But for model making, foam board is a really good material. It's lightweight but relatively strong, and that's because of the way it's been made. Foam is sandwiched in between two laminate pieces of card, so this foam gives it the extra strength and the depth and thickness without adding extra weight. This is why we're going to be using foam board for your next practical task. You should now be able to complete the papers and boards section of Workbook 1